For the past 15 years, Russia has occupied 1/5 of the territory of another former Soviet republic, Georgia. In this small Caucasus country, tensions rose in the summer of 2008. They pitted separatists from two pro-Russian regions, South Ossetia and Abkhazia, against the Georgian army. Moscow sent its tanks to support the separatists, who were supported by the FSB. After 5 days of blitzkrieg, a ceasefire was signed. Russia recognized the independence of Abkhazia and South Ossetia and set up military bases there. Today, this new border between Abkhazia and Georgia is a zone of tension, which is closely guarded.
Zulu base, this is Echo 1 with message over.
Zita is a policewoman. She works for the European Union.
Echo 1 still mobile to Golf 12, Golf 12 over.
Zita and her colleagues have a mission to ensure that the autonomous republic, protected by Moscow, is not preparing any hostile action.
As a monitor, I'm here to patrolling along the ABL, observing the area, discovering new borderization equipment.
Abkhazia is just across the river. Barbed wire watchtowers. The dividing line is protected by agents of the FSB, the Russian security services. So as she approaches, Zita is always on her guard.
Rules is all the time to park the cars facing not to the ABL. If something happens, you just can go. You don't need to U-turn.
And what could happen?
I knew it. I was like, why did I mention it? Never know. But you have to be prepared for everything. So now we're gonna check that.
Okay.
Over there, there is the fence, but we never cross that river.
If we cross the river, we might be detained by the Russian border guards over there. Because they see us, if they see us and we are crossing, they will come at us.
So I will just observe now, checking if they made any changes.
All right.
Along with her colleagues, Zita checks if the Russians are stealing territory. At the top of the watchtower, the camera movements indicate that FSB agents are watching us.
They don't really want us to film them or to take a picture of them. So it's very rare to see them.
So, and now on the left side we can see that OP operation post. And when we have a closer look to it, we will see that's the dummy inside. So that's what Russians normally do. They put some dummy inside just to pretend that someone is inside and watching us or looking at us.
These decoys are used to intimidate opponents and civilians trying to cross the border illegally. Behind this new Iron Curtain lies one of the Caucasus' best-kept secrets, a green region with a pleasant climate, ideally situated on the shores of the Black Sea. Every year, Abkhazia attracts 1.5 million visitors. But they are only Russians. They are the only foreigners allowed to visit the enclave.
Вообще клево. Я не знаю, мне кажется, нам ничего настроение не испортит.
Dmitry and Anastasia are 27 and 24. They live in Moscow and both work in the IT security sector.
Ну, хотелось бы подольше здесь задержаться. Жаль, отпуск не бесконечный.
Или переехать сюда работать на удаленку.
А я не знаю, сейчас можно так переехать на удаленку сюда. Как с интернетом.
The couple decided to treat themselves to a few days' vacation in Gagra, Abkhazia's famous Riviera. Already in Soviet times, this was a favorite destination of communist leaders and workers looking to recharge their batteries.
Это вот спереди здание очень интересное.
Anastasia and Dmitry don't really feel out of place here. In theory, Abkhazia isn't in Russia, but in practice, it's as if it were. The ruble is the official currency, and Russian is one of the enclave's 2 languages.
Нет, тут все дублируется на русском языке, поэтому русскоговорящему человеку нет вообще никаких проблем с посещением этих мест. А немного туда. Да.
After the photo shoot in front of the colonnades, off we go to the other must-see for tourists, this zoo. It was built next to a primatology institute, which opened a century ago.
Ничего себе!
Soviet scientists tested vaccines on monkeys. In the 1980s, the monkeys trained here were even sent into space. A statue pays tribute to them.
Ой, там даже что-то написано.
Первый в мире памятник обезьян.
Так и написано.
Не знаю. Я в интернете
Давай
прочитала.
посмотрим.
Желтая лихорадка, сосной тиф, клещевой энцефалит. Ой, это здорово. Это они такие помощники?
То есть все лекарства на них испытывали.
Да.
Today, the centre no longer sends monkeys into space, but it still employs scientists studying gerontology. To round off their stay in Abkhazia, Dmitry and Anastasia opted for the unmissable home-cooked meal.
Здравствуйте. Дмитрий.
They're going to discover traditional Abkhazian culture, the majority ethnic group here, and the one that Russian authorities want to promote and favour to the detriment of the Georgians.
Видимо, видели кое-где что. Но вот это село сейчас и накроем, и все сделаем чисто по-абхазски, как это положено. Сейчас мы деликатесы, это вас мы не будем удивлять.
This Abkhaz family lives comfortably thanks to tourism, but mostly thanks to the financial aid they receive from the Russian state. Here, 2/3 of pensions and civil servants' salaries are generously paid by Moscow.
Вообще.
Спасибо.
Очень вкусно.
Но благодаря России, благодаря российскому руководству, что вот мы получаем такую российскую пенсию. Бедно живут, я не могу этого сказать. Средние, может быть, несколько там семей, скажем, со всей Абхазии, там ниже среднего. И то помогают, очень помогают. Во-первых, присылают гуманитарку.
At the same time as Russia buys the support of the Abkhaz population, it discriminates against Georgians. The 45,000 people who live in Abkhazia are concentrated in Gali, a district located along the borderline. They are not entitled to vote. They need passes to move around and can be expropriated at any time. Since September 2022, their language, Georgian, has not even been taught in schools. Only Abkhazian and Russian are. Redzo, a resident of Gali, agreed to testify.
ჩემი აზრით არის ეთნიკური წმენდა, იმიტომ რომ ხვალ ზეგ, მაზეგ თუ ქართული საუბარი არ იქნა, თუ ქართული სკოლა არ იქნა, თუ საქართველო არ იქნა, მაშინ ჩვენც არ ვიქნებით ეთნიკურად, ხო? ქართული არ იქნება ეთნიკურად. ვინ ვიქნებით ჩვენ? ვინც იქ დარჩება და ამ ბედს შეეგუება, იმან რუსულად უნდა ისაუბროს. და ის უკვე ქართული აღარ იქნება, უბრალოდ გვარი ექნება ქართული და სხვა არაფერი. ეს არის ეთნიკური წმენდა.
Redzo is bitter about Russia's tightening grip on the territory. For him, the Russian presence in Abkhazia serves above all to prevent Georgia's emancipation.
რუს არ მოწონს ჩვენი ინტეგრაცია ევროკავშირში. გული ნაბიჯი, რაღაცნაირი უფლებების დაცვა ადამიანთა უფლებები ეს მათთვის მიუღებელია. მათთვის ესეთი რაღაცა არ არსებობს. ისინი ჩემი ღმერთწენით მე საბჭოთა კავშირის დროს დავამთავრე სკოლა და იქ იმ საბჭოთა კავშირიდან ბევრი არაფერი არ შეცვლილა. გადადგმული ნაბიჯია მას მაგრად აღიზიანებს. ის ამას არ დაუშვებს. მის საზღვრებთან არ უნდა ესეთი რაღაცები.
On the Georgian side, the population has been worried since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They fear that Georgia will be the next country on the list. Today, in the capital, Tbilisi, the crowd came to affirm their desire to join the European Union. At their head is Elen Koshtaria, a pro-European politician.
And Georgian people want in the European Union, and we deserve the European Union. Russia can use anything and everything. Russia doesn't need any pretext. It can be Abkhazia, it can be Ossetia, anything. So our goal is not to speculate what they can do. Our goal is to prepare to make sure they cannot do it.